Hi everyone, this is Manoj Paramkusam. Uh, like, good afternoon all. So today I'll be presenting my sync session paper on Log4j open source vulnerabilities and its impact on cybersecurity. Um, Now coming to the first slide. So open source software powers most modern applications from business tools to cloud services. While it happens to speed up development, it also brings major security challenges when vulnerabilities go unnoticed. So the Log4j vulnerability, also called the Log4 shell, discovered in December 2021. It became one of the most critical global cybersecurity threats in recent memory. In this presentation, I'll discuss how the vulnerabilities worked, its real world impact, and the key lessons I learned from it. Yeah. Um, that it's about vulnerability and global impact. So how Log4 shell spread and what it caused. Log4j is a popular tool that helps record messages and errors in computer programs. The problem was that hackers could add a small piece of text to these logs, which made the system connect to a hacker server and run harmful code. This attack spread very fast and affected millions of systems. So big companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google had to rush to fix it. Even the game Minecraft was attacked. Hackers used this to install ransomware and mine cryptocurrency. Some systems are still not fully protected, even today. This is about the vulnerability and global impact. Come to causes and mitigation. So why it happened and how to prevent it. So the Log4j problem didn't just happen overnight. There were a few main causes behind it. First, many companies didn't actually know that Log4j was a part of their software. It was often hidden deep inside other applications. For example, a company using an app built by another vendor might not realize that the app includes Log4j inside it. When the vulnerabilities was discovered, they had no idea that they were affected. This lack of visibility made it very hard to respond quickly. Secondly, I mean, most open source project including Log4j are maintained by small group of volunteer developers. They do amazing work, but they usually don't have big budgets like testing teams or paid security experts. Because of that, some vulnerabilities can go unnoticed for years. Third, there were no proper software bill of materials or SBOM. Like in many organizations, an SBOM is like an ingredient list for software. It tells you every library and component inside an application. So without it, when a problem like Log4 shell happens, it's hard to know where to start fixing it. Now let's talk about how it can be prevented. The first step is updating Log4j to the latest version, which is 2.17.1 or higher. That version removes the risky JNDI feature that caused the issue. Second, companies should disable JNDI lookups and block outbound connections to untrust servers. This stops the system from downloading harmful code. Third, we can use automatic scanning tools that check for vulnerabilities. Tools like OWASP, dependency check, sync, or Nexus can scan software and send alerts if something unsafe is found. For example, if a developer includes an outdated version of Log4j, these tools will warn them before the software is released. So another important approach is using the zero trust model. This means not automatically trusting anything inside or outside your system. So every connection, the user and the application, must be verified before access is allowed. So even if one part gets hacked, zero trust helps stop the attacker from moving deeper into the network. So finally, organizations need to train developers to write secure code and update systems regularly, just like how cars need a maintenance. So software needs a regular patching and like monitoring to stay safe. So in simple terms, like log4j like issue happened like because of like poor visibility, like lack of updates and limited security checks. So it can be prevented by being like proactive, like keeping software up to date and always like testing for weaknesses before they cause like the real damage. Yeah, that's all about like the causes and like mitigation. So coming to this slide, like lessons and like future of like open source security. uh, So uh, the Log4 shell incident was a like big wake up call for like the whole uh, technology world. After this attack, like both governments and like private tech companies like realized that open source software needs like stronger protection. So many of the tools we use daily depends on like open source code. So when something goes wrong, the effect is global. So in response, like several new security frameworks were introduced. One of the most important one is the NIST security software development framework, so also called SSDF. This framework gives like developers like step-by-step guidelines on how to write, test and release like software like more securely. It helps the organizations make sure that every stage of the software development includes like security checks from coding to updates. Another major improvement came from like community efforts. The open source security foundation or like open ssf was like formed to support the open source community. It helps like fund important security audits, like provides training for the developers and like builds tools to scan the vulnerabilities in open source libraries. So some governments also began like requiring like software companies to maintain like something called a software bill of materials or SBOM. This is like a list of ingredients for software. It tells you exactly like what components and libraries are included. So if another vulnerability like log4 shell appears, organizations can quickly find like where it exists and fix it. The main lesson we learned from this incident is that like cybersecurity is not just one group's job. It is a shared responsibility among like software developers, companies, governments and users. So everyone must start alert, like patch software quickly and like support like open source project that keep our digital world like running safely. So overall the log4 shell like crisp I mean the log4 shell taught us like how to turn a disaster into an opportunity for improvement. It led to like stronger rules, like a better teamwork and a new focus on like building a safer and like more secure future to open source software. That, that's all about this slide. Yeah, now coming to the conclusion, like to wrap up my presentation, like the log4j incident like clearly showed like how one small mistake in like open source software can cause a like massive global problem. So it reminded like everyone in the tech world that like cybersecurity isn't just about like firewalls or antivirus software. It's about like understanding like what tools we use, like keeping everyday like everything updated and building like security into every step of like software development. So log4 shell also showed that even though open source software is free and useful, it still needs care, maintenance and like community support. Many developers who maintain these libraries work voluntarily. So we all share the responsibilities to keep the software safe and report issues quickly. So the key lessons are like simple: always stay aware of like what software components you use, like patch vulnerabilities as soon as like updates are available, and make sure like your systems are designed with security in mind from the start. This event also encouraged governments and like companies to work together to create like better security frameworks and funding programs for like open source projects. That teamworks will help prevent like similar large scale problems in the future. Like the references listed here like include like research from like IEEE, ACM and CISA, like which provide a like detailed report and analysis on like log4j vulnerabilities. Like they helped me understand like both the technical side of the issue and how it changed like global cybersecurity practices. uh, yeah, and these are the references I used I mean, which helped me to understand this situation more better. Yeah, they helped me understand like both the technical side of the issue and like how it changed like global cybersecurity practices. So that's all about this presentation. Like, thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope this helped you understand like how important it is like to protect like open source software and how one vulnerability can impact the entire digital world. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.